here's the list, though.
The show is live.
It is.
We are live.
Rolling Stones, they've been sampled 252. They have 252 samples in their catalog, the Rolling Stones. They're coming in at 10 with 252 records, right? Number 9 is Jimi Hendrix with 282 samples. So Jimmy has more than the Rolling Stones. He's at number 9. I don't know if any of these shock y'all, but The Doors, 287 times.
I'm not at all shocked by rock music being sampled.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked as I figured it would be more soul and R&B records myself and jazz.
I mean, we just literally had a conversation about the so-called hip hop purists that are talking about, well, I sampled this versus you sampling that.
Yep.
I mean,
yep. Because this is
that's
new.
just showing. I mean, people have range. I mean, people. It's literally called digging in the crates for a reason.
It is.
I don't think people are just like, I'm only going to sample R&B and jazz and soul records.
My thing used to be, I'll sample anything with a waveform.
I've heard you. I definitely used to hear you say that.
No matter what it is.
Steve Miller Band, 319.
I can definitely hear that.
Oh, man.
Now, this is how many times they've been sampled, or?
Yeah, 319 samples. Yep, 319 samples.
No.
Billy Squier, 331 samples.
Registered samples, mind you.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sleep on that. Pink Floyd.
I've never heard of Billy Squier.
Not that much. Pink Floyd, 347.
That surprised me. I didn't,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't see.
I get that.
I mean, I know
You get Pink
because
Floyd at 347.
I know a few of these, but
have you listened to Pink Floyd?
I have definitely, but that's why I'm saying I don't know. I don't hear the crate.
But
work
you know what?
in their music.
They could take
it's
a
just
drum.
dope music.
They could take just a little riff here.
I don't know,
Yeah.
man.
You think that one is
The Wall?
But that's, I don't know, like the Pink Floyd's always been like hard for me to sample.
Me too.
Certain rocks.
I mean,
like
when you listen to what what's
go-to-
name did to how he flipped Shook Ones.
Yeah, but he did like a lighter and or the
well you talking about
the stove
the
top,
stove joint, yeah.
right. A lot of rock that's sampled for a lot of stuff is psychedelic rock.
Yeah. Well, Pink Floyd is kind of psychedelic.
Yeah, maybe in definition, but psychedelic rock specifically has a very particular type of sound.
It does.
All right.
Because it kind of like uses elements of soul.
It's
and
very
stuff.
unique. It is a very unique sound.
Drums are typically pretty heavy. The guitars are pretty wild. Like it's not like Holland or Simon and Garfunkel thing. It's like, and it's not really like Pink Floyd either. I mean,
yeah, they definitely have their own bag, and it's a lot
more abrasive. It's more like kind of up tempo typically.
I mean, there's some crazy like European rock records and stuff from overseas that has its own sound as well. That's crazy.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Yeah.
There we go. Like Pink Floyd, 347. That one shocked me. Led Zeppelin, 561.
Surprised.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin is another one where
I can't flip it.
There wasn't a lot to. I mean, when I sample, I'm looking for something that's like unique. Like I'm not looking for a loop, especially from a popular group because you've already heard it.
That's what we just talked about with the last conversation. That's how that started. There's a conversation.
But it's so Led Zeppelin is popular. I'm not going to take Stairway to Heaven and loop it or something, or I'm not going to take Bill Withers' Ain't No Sunshine and loop the main part.
Yeah.
I think that's where the digging aspect comes in. But
chopping.
Or chopping. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's.
I know where he's going though.
You can tell though.
Yeah.
You
can tell. You definitely can tell, and it sits with you when you can tell. To me, in my opinion, Queen 668 samples at third. No shock there.
Plus, part of sampling is like, especially like hip hop, is the aspect of not wanting to get caught, right? So it's like
that's what it used to be.
I'm not going to sample something that people know.
Yeah.
It used to be we want the B-sides, the unknown records,
or we'll take a part of a 7-minute song, but we won't sample anything until like the 4-minute and 30-second
That
mark.
used to be one of my rules. I would never sample anything in the first 30 seconds.
You might find a lot of meat and potatoes in that first 30.
That's where the best stuff is typically, but because that's where the drums aren't there. But
true,
if you stay away from it, you can. That's what most people do because that's where all of the good stuff it's typically when it's building up, and when you go to sample something, if you think about the idea of sampling, you're not looking for like the whole song. You're looking for elements. And so when you think about the way songs are structured, you got the intro, and then it gets into the verse portion or whatever. It builds and adds all those different melodic elements. So it's building. So
And then it might, like you said, it might strip down to a bridge and then go back
that's
up.
typically
and then,
where you go for.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
intro, bridge, outro,
Yeah.
typically.
That's where it's gonna be naked. Good point. Number 2, Mountain.
I've never even heard of it.
8. That's what this is. These are the things that I had no idea about. 811 samples.
I have no idea who Mountain is.
Yeah, I don't know about this one.
What's the name of an album or anything else?
Let's see.
And the
Mountain-
thing is, it might be a situation where there's like a crazy drum break that is just extremely commonly used.
Right. Oh, actually, that might be.
That's why I see. That's
it's
why.
not. Let's see. Scratchy sounding a little underpowered, but it's been used over 500 times and continuing. The best, though, remains Eric B. and Rakim. Eric B. is president. Let's see. Just to emphasize how good the break is, the duo also deployed it on the B side from My Melody. Wow. That's tough.
I know
I know
both
the
those
loop.
songs.
Yeah, I know the loop. It must. And I bet you it's in the beginning. We might have to do it on the post show, but I bet you it's in the beginning. But I'm sleep on the group Mountain.
You know,
Never
plus
heard
like
of
the thing is,
Nantucket Sleigh Ride.
hip hop
Nice
winds
name.
up building upon itself so much. So other people have taken pieces of Eric B. and Rakim, but you know, yeah, you're taking Eric B. and Rakim, but they built off of Mountain.
Yeah.
So
We just talked about evolution.
yeah,
You know, and coming in at number 1, 1,167 samples, and I know they getting taxed for this one. It's the Beatles.
Mike was getting a nice payday.
Man,
wait a minute, because I thought for a long time
I would never sample the beat.
you couldn't even use anything from the Beatles.
You can't.
1,167 samples.
This is where I'm like, might need to do some investigation in this list.
They were doing good up until
Well, no,
this
because
point.
remember, it was such a big deal when Wu-Tang was able to use like My Guitar Gently Weeps for
Yeah.
8 diagrams,
It was one of the first times.
and you know that was what 10 years ago.
That album was really bad too.
I don't really remember that.
Yeah.
That's why.
Remember how much trouble Danger Mouse got it? They didn't even give them the option of clearing it. I mean, it was never going to happen because
I
was
want
a
to know
remix
more.
project.
Yeah, I would definitely want to know more information on
Yeah,
that.
so now
because-
I have
On
to
the Beatles.
because that doesn't make any
Now
sense.
I have to bring in the question that Mike wasn't clearing these samples either.
No,
I highly doubt it.
I can't think of any songs,
That has a Beatles
any
sample
producers that have sampled the Beatles.
because it just never gets cleared.
Even on
Can't think of anything.
Even on
Beastie Boys did
On
For
what?
on Paul's Boutique, something on there.
That's just such a mishmash of stuff. Like there's probably stuff lawyers.
I think
lawyers
right,
are
though.
probably still listening to that album, seeing who they can sue.
Possibly. I don't. Yeah, I can't. I literally can't think of anybody.
sampling. I'm trying to see if they talk about how hard it is.
Because I'm like, are these? I mean, I can't see 1,000 cleared Beatles samples in the last 10 years.
And while you might get away with,
I don't see Dahani Harrison, who had to clear My Guitar Gently Weeps, going just ham on
and
getting
that had to
stuff
be,
done.
and that was like
That
because
was a
he's
personal
related.
relationship
Yeah, that's what
with him and the RZA.
It says, and while you might get away with a lift from a B side of an obscure 45 funk 45 without anybody noticing, there's a precious. Oh, I see what they're saying. I think they're saying, okay, we're gonna have to fact check this one because there's no way, based off what we've heard and all of the issues, that's a lot for their catalog.
Yeah.
Oh,
Boogie Down Productions, Criminal Minded, Beastie Boys, Sound of Science, Organized Confusion, Stress, Jay-Z, Encore. Jay-Z, Dirt Off My Shoulder, Danger Mouse remix, Wu-Tang Clan, My Heart Gently Weep.
What did I say? My guitar? I don't. It doesn't matter. I knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, I think that was the original though, right? Come Together. That was the Organized Confusion one.
But they might have sampled a. Well, I mean,
Mike sampled that. He
Mike
redid
owned the
it.
category.
Yeah.
So he just redid it for
Right.
on at the
that,
end of
that had to feel
Moonwalker.
good.
Mhm.
So far that kills the integrity of the entire article.
Killed all.
So,
They were doing well. So I guess
are you sure you read the article right?
Yeah, says
Not satire.
Yeah, it's not the Onion.
Yeah, not the 10 most sampled rock acts in hip hop history.
Mm.
So now, after having a whole conversation about integrity, now we have to question the integrity of this article.
How about that?
As we've done on multiple lists and articles.
And as we should. I honestly,
I thought they started off doing great.
this is
It
like,
made sense until it got to the end.
you know, this is because it's been we were talking about producer stuff. It's one of them unwritten rules. You don't sample the Beatles.
And Stevie Wonder. Stay away from Stevie.
No,
too.
Stevie Wonder has to approve what you do if he doesn't like the song.
Which is a long shot.
Because I remember the original sample for Me and My Bee was a Stevie. It was actually a Minnie Riperton song that they sampled. And if you have the original Big Mac promo cassette, you have that version of the song that wasn't cleared. So the version that's on the album is not the original. And so Stevie Wonder heard all that cussing and was like, nope.
That's what I was about to say. Was Stevie Wonder the one that doesn't mess with the cussing at all?
It has to be in some sort of context that makes sense to him.
Yeah.
You know,
there's one artist,
Aretha Franklin was like,
maybe that's
no cussing, because like when you listen to School Spirit on the Kanye's first album, you're like, why are all these flipped?
Yeah.
You know, it's because instead of rewriting it, to get the sample clear, they just had to flip all the curses. Because like when you listen to the album version of Miss Fat Booty by Mos Def, you know, there's one curse word in there is like, and it's silenced out. Yeah. And it's because for them to get the album or get the song cleared, they had to take that out. You know, so those were now a lot of times it's the publishing company or the record company that controls the sample clearances.
Yeah,
they don't care.
But that's definitely an Aretha Franklin thing, right?
But Aretha Franklin, if you sample anything Aretha Franklin, it can't have any cursing in it.
Yeah.
I don't know if the rules have changed now that she's no longer with us. God bless the dead. But I just know when she was alive, she didn't play that.